Okay. So some of you send me an email to talk about the technical difficulty with the math lab. Does everybody encounter that issue?
Was it with the book not being active, I think?
I think some students told me that they are unable to complete the homework at math lab. So who else? Cody, did you encounter that issue? James? Alicia?
I know I haven't
no.
encountered anything.
Cody? I'm sorry, did you say?
I said no.
James?
I've been having some issues accessing it.
Oh, cool. Alicia, did you have that issue?
Yeah, and then I had to get on a different computer.
Okay. So when you switch to another computer, it works or not?
It was like slow and glitchy, but I was able to complete for the most part.
Okay, no problem. Here's the thing. So many of you told me about this issue. And I think there is some technical issue with the server of the Pearson. And I will not blame you if you're late on this homework. Eventually I will update your grade. So if I didn't do that, feel free to drop me an email to let me know that I didn't give you a correct score. Okay, just don't worry about it. Check it every day to see if the system goes back to normal. Okay, so does anyone has any question before we start our today's class? Well, you know what? I literally think today's class is the easiest class we have. Okay, let's see. Why do I think this class is easy? Switch. So here is our class today. Well, isn't that funny? After we learn about the law of sines, we start to learn about the law of cosines. Okay. First, a very important disclaimer: we do not have law of tangent, cotangent.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes.
Is the worksheet on Canvas?
Yeah, it's on the module. I mean, I'm sorry. Does anybody find the module?
I have not, but I see it under files. But for
What?
some reason,
I clicked it under files.
Apologize. Let me see what happened.
Yeah, on files it says it's not published yet.
Not published yet. Canvas. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now it should be available. Apologize. Okay, now it is published. Everybody see that?
It's there now.
Okay, great. Well, here's the thing. If you notice any issue, please try to tell me as early as possible. Do not hesitate to contact me. Okay, since those minor mistakes happens all the time. Okay, I'll give you, let's say 1 minute to download it and have a look at it, and we start again 1 minute later. Okay, 1 minute to get prepared. Okay. I think everybody is ready, right? Does anyone need more time before we get started? Okay, let me start from beginning. So this section is law of cosines. The previous section of law of sines. They are very similar. And don't worry, we don't have law of tangent, cotangent, cosecant, blah, blah, blah. We do not have that kind of stuff. We just have law of sines, cosines, and we're done. Okay? So in the previous class, we try to solve optic triangles with case 1 and case 2. Law of sines work perfectly for that 2 cases. However, we are expanding our territory. Now we are considering case 3 and case 4. So what are the case 3 and case 4? First, case 3, 2 sides and the included angle are known, which means this side and this side are known, and this angle we do not know. Case 4, all the sides are known, but you do not know any of the angle. That's it. So how do we handle those cases? Recall that when we learn the law of sine, we have this. This is what we have for law of sines, right? In order to solve the triangle, you have to know the angle and its corresponding side, at least one of such a pair. However, look at the cases you have right now. For this case, you do not know any angle. For this case, you know an angle, but you do not know the corresponding side. The situation is very frustrating. But don't worry, law of cosines can help. So what is law of cosines? It means each side squared, the length of each side squared equal to square root of the other side plus square root of the other side minus 2 times side A, side B, cosine angle C. Okay? So this C is the only angle here. So all the other 2 formulas are made in the exactly same way. In your eyes, B is just one side, A is another side, C is another side. Okay? So they're in a repeated pattern. So all you need to know is only this one formula. Then you can just change A to C, B, or C to A to do this changes of letters because they're all symmetric to get the following. Okay? This one is the only one you need to know. Just change letters, okay? Then there's no difference. Does anyone have any question about the 2 triangles we are trying to handle and the law of cosines? Well. If we get to here, we are done with 50% of today's class already, okay? Once we get here, we are 50% done. The following examples just apply this rule again and again. Solve the triangle BAB capital C. So what is small letter c? What is capital angle C? What is angle B? What are they? We don't know. But we know this information. Look at what you have here. We know A, we know B, we know A, B, we know C. Perfect. We're done with this formula. So we can figure out C. C squared equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AP cosine C equals to 2 squared, 3 squared minus 2 times 2 times 3 cosine 60. So this is 4 plus 9 plus 12 times cosine 60 1/2. So this is 13 minus 6 to give you 7. So which implies C square root of 7. Catch it? Wait. Okay, so let's figure out what is A and B. So for A and B, you can use the law of sines. This because sine A over A, which is 2, sine A over A, which is 2, equal to sine C over C, which is sine C square root of 7 over 2, C square root of 7. So sine A equals to 2 times square root of 3 over 2 over 7, square root of 3 over 7, which is 21. Oh no, not 21. 7, 21. That's it. Okay, any question about this one? So once we get here, A is arc sine or inverse sine 21 over 7. Can anyone help me figure out this one on their calculator? Okay, someone, please help me.
Professor,
Okay,
you wrote after the 2 times 2 square root of 7 over 7, that first one. What does the second one say?
I'm sorry. This is square root of 7.
Okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry, 3. 2 times square root of 3 over 2 give you 3, square root of 3. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you for asking. So someone help me this, and I give you 1 minute to figure out what is angle B. Okay, what is angle B? 1 minute to figure it out using the law of sines. Should be very straightforward. Very, very straightforward. Okay. So here I've written down how do we solve for b. We use exactly the same law of sines, sine b over b. B is 3, so it is sine b over 3 equal to sine c over c. What is sine c over c? Sine c is c square root of 3 over 2 square root of 7. So b is 3 times this guy, which gives you this guy. So capital B equal to this guy, inverse of it, which is equal to what? Can anyone tell me use the calculator to figure out this one already?
Really quick, Professor. So why would it be on right after you hit sine of c over c? Why is it square root of 3 over 2 square root of 7? Where
Look
did the
at it
2 come from?
here. You see?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's directly from sine c. Sine c is square root of 7 over 2. So I move 2 to the bottom.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? So did anyone figure out this one for me already? Anybody do me a favor? And also this one? Okay. Nobody figure out?
I just plugged it in and I got 40.9, but I'm not sure if that's correct.
Okay. So how about this one? Sophia, do you get this one?
I haven't plugged that one in, but I can right now.
Yes, do it right now. Thank you.
I'm not getting a proper answer for that one. I keep getting an error.
Okay, anybody get it for this one?
I got the same thing as her for 40.9 for the first one. And
Very
then
good.
for the second one, I got 79.1.
Yes, very good.
I just ended up doing like a double parentheses on my calculator. That might be why you might have had an issue.
Sure. You see, after you finish all the angles, there's an easy way to check it. Add all the angles to see whether they add up to 180. 60, 46.9, 79.1, yes, 180. Great. Okay, so we figure out all the solution questions we need. Okay, anyone has any question before we turn to the next page? Well, another question. But I tell you, I give you 5 minutes. Since we do not have much to cover for today's class, you see, this question, then the last question is here. Okay. So I give you 5 minutes to work on your own. You can apply the law of cosine and solve it. Okay. Exactly the same method. To do on your own. Okay, 5 minutes. Do it. So for those who come in late, we're doing this question using the previous page's law of cosines. Okay, 5 minutes to do our own. We meet again at 8:30. Exactly the same process. Do not overthink about it.
Professor?
Okay, should we come back to that question? Let me walk through it. And you will see it's almost exactly the same process. You know two sides, and you are given with this angle. So what should we do? We turn to our law of cosine for help. Okay. So we know two sides, and we know one of the angle. So let's just use it. Again, first, we can solve for A. So what is A? A squared equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A, which is 1 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 1 times 3 cosine AT. Okay. 1 plus 9 plus 6 times cosine AT. Can anyone tell me what this is?
Once I went through everything and then I got A is equal, or it'd be 10 minus 1.04, and then you subtract that. So A would equal the square root of 8.96.
8.96. Okay, great. So after you take in the square root, excuse me. I apologize, I had some allergy. Okay, let's go back.
So with the square root of the 8.96 is 2.99.
Very good. Okay. Okay. So I'm sorry. You said 2.99? It's rounded to 99 or 3?
It was 2.993. So then
Okay.
since it's a 3, I just dropped it back down to 2.99.
Yeah. So I really want to make it a complete 3. 2.99 give me a hint that this might be 3. Okay. If you get 2.99, does anybody get 3 here? Okay, so let's just go with 2.99. Great, we figure out our first side. Then we use our law of sines. So sine A over A equal to sine B over B. So we still need to know what is B, what is capital C. So this implies sine A is A times sine B over B. So we know A is 2.99 already. We know B. Apologize. I made a mistake. This should be sine B equal to B times sine.
Wouldn't it be sine A over, yep.
Apologize. This is B, this is A, this is lowercase a, this is capital B. Okay, so does anyone do the calculator work for me?
I was gonna say, so yeah, when I did it like that, yep, I did sine of 80 degrees over the 2.99, and then I did that. 1 second.
While you're working on it, let me continue on this part to figure out C.
I got an answer. I can share it as well.
Yes, please.
I got 0.33.
Okay, great. So what is the angle for B? So what is the
I got
angle?
19.27.
I'm sorry, can you speak slowly?
I got 19.27.
19.27. Great. We figure out our B. So what is left? We still need to figure out C. So again, let's do sine C over C equal to sine A over A. Sine C is C times sine A over A. So what is the value after you plug in? After you plug in is 3 times sine 80 over A is 2.99. Does anyone help me figure out this already? Yeah. Please help me to do this on your calculator. Okay, anybody?
I'm not sure if it was because of rounding, things, but I ended up getting the 3 sine of 80 divided by the 2.99 was equal to 0.99, and then I took the sine inverse of 0.99, and I got 81.9.
Okay, does anybody else get the same answer? So what is the value here? Ernesto, please tell me.
So when I did that, I got 0.988, so I rounded it up to 0.99.
I'm sorry. What is the value for this complete part, not just 3 over?
Yeah, I did the 3 times the sine of 80 degrees, and then I divided that by the 2.99. That's what I got. I got 0.99.
I mean, it does not look so right to me. Does anybody else get a similar answer?
I got
Yeah,
the
I got
same
the same
answer.
thing.
Okay. If you all get that, let's say 0.99, okay? So what is the inverse of 0.99? What did you get for the degree?
It was 81.89, so I guess 81.9.
Very good. We figured out all the angles already. So let's continue. Anyone has any question before we continue? Case 4, side, side, side. Use the law of cosine to find the largest angle in the triangle first when solving a side-side triangle. The reason is that if the cosine is positive, the angle is acute. If the cosine is negative, the angle is obtuse. If the cosine is 0, the angle is a right angle. Once the largest angle of the triangle is known, 2 other angles must be acute. must be acute. Okay, you know those three sides. And this paragraph didn't tell you a trick. Largest angle always corresponding to the longest side. Okay, let me write down this trick. Largest angle corresponding to the longest side. So in this case, you just eyeball. Which one has the largest angle?
BC.
Yes, correct. So C is the largest. Again, we know C is already the largest. So let's use a law of cosines to figure out that. So C squared equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Okay, so once you get to here, you can factor this cosine C out. Cosine capital C equal to A squared plus B squared minus C squared over 2AB. Okay, Chloe just asked me a question in the chat. So thank you, Chloe. She mentioned that the angles here didn't add up to 180 degree. Okay, this is 80. This is 19.27. This is 81.9. So you see, when this add up to this, you are going a little bit above 100 degree. Okay, so you want this to be exactly 100 degree. Oh yeah, good. So we need to check this and this. There must be some rounding errors. Okay, there must be some rounding errors because we are going slightly above. Okay, so somebody help me to check where the things go wrong. There must be some rounding errors in terms of decimals stuff or this A. Okay, so try to make it as exact as possible. Apologize, this is 101. Okay, we just leave this issue here. Then we'll come back if somebody found where the decimals went wrong. Okay, we leave this issue here. Somebody try to figure out where the decimals went wrong. Let's continue with this question. Once we get here, we know cosine C equal to this guy. What do we have left? This is 4 squared plus 3 squared minus 6 squared minus 2 to 4 to 3. What you get here? Is 16, 9 minus 36. What is that? 16, 9, 25, 36.
Be negative 11.
Very good. 2, 4, 3, 24. Okay. Again, the largest angle is already negative. This indicates we are having a obtuse. triangle, obtuse triangle. So capital C is inverse this guy. Okay, I need your help again to figure out it on the calculator.
Is 117.28.
117.28. Thank you very much. So once we get here, let's figure out our angle A, angle B. So again, you use a law of sine to law of sine. So sine A over A equal to sine C over C. Sine A equal to A times sine C over C. A is sine inverse this value. This value is here. So what is A times that? Sine C, sine 117.28 over C, 6. Okay. Now it's your turn to do the calculator work for me. A bunch of numbers. We get some long decimals here. Then capital A is in the inverse sign of that one. Let's work for B. By exactly the same process, we use the law of sine, sine B over B, sine C over C. We know B, capital C, lowercase c. So sine capital B, you plug in all the values you have. You get some long decimals here, plug into your calculator, you get it here. Okay, so let's come back. Anyone get the decimal here for me?
I got 0.589.
0.589. Okay. Is any different opinion?
I got 0.15.
0.15. Ha! That's a huge difference.
Oh, sorry, I see where I made my mistake. I didn't multiply by 4.
Okay. So what is the previous answer?
0.589.
0.589. Is that correct?
I
Yes.
have got 0.592.
What? Huh, which one should we shoot? 592 or 589? Anyone has a different opinion?
I also got 0.592.
Anybody else? Ernesto, did you get a number here?
So I did it both ways. I just used, since I already had the previous answer, the 117, I had the full number. When I calculated it with that, I got the 0.592, but if I did the 117.28, I got the previous one, the 0.589. Yep.
Okay, let's just stay with this one. Okay. So your calculator is very imperfect. So inside the calculator, it also has many rounding errors. So let's just get a rough answer. Okay. Do not push yourself too hard. Okay. If we get this, does anybody get the angle for me? Speak out, please.
36.08.
36.08.
Yeah.
Good, good. How about on this side? What is angle do you get? Which side B?
I got 0.444.
0.444. Cool. Anyone has a different opinion? Okay, so what did you get for the angle?
26.35.
Okay, let's check if they add up to 180. If they roughly add up to 180, that will be good enough. Okay. 36, 17. This is 140, 153, 153, 53, 53, 79 point-ish. Okay. You have some long decimals. I think that's good enough. We approximately add up to 179.771. Okay, that's good enough.
And then Professor, I actually did it with the full number without rounding, and I added them up. It does come out to be exactly 180 degrees without rounding.
Cool. Well, yeah, great. You made a great point. Rounding is where the issues come from. So, so for simplicity, we just round it and do get something approximately right. Okay. Because there is a rounding error, we just accept this as 180 degree. That'll be good enough. Okay. Anyone has any question before we continue? Let's see how we can handle this one. Again, it's almost the same question as we did before. So instead of me doing it, I give you 5 minutes to work on it. Notice that this is the largest angle. Just give you a hint. Okay, I'll place my answer for question 3 here. Okay, 5 minutes to do the question 4. Five minutes to do it. You follow almost exactly the same process. Don't be overstretched for the rounding issue. Okay, do question 4, 5 minutes.
Excuse me, Professor. Are you muted?
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I didn't talk while I was written. Don't worry. I just make all the steps available for talking.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Yes. Okay. Almost exactly the same process with the previous question. Law of cosine tells us this because we want to know angle A. That's why we choose a formula with capital A inside. After you move A to this side, B squared minus plus C squared minus A squared, and move this term to the other side, divide everything by 2BC, you get this. Okay? So can anyone tell me what you get for that decimals here? Anyone do me a favor? Calculator? Sophia, yes, Ernesto.
I was gonna say I did it was -11/80, and then the cosine of that was 0.9999 all the way. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what
would
is
we
angle
would
A?
we round that up to 1? I guess.
I'm sorry. Is this correct?
Yes. So that one came out to the decimal, so the 0.999. I was like, should we keep it like that, or do you want us to round it up to 1?
Let's put it in fraction. Let's make it a fraction.
Okay.
If we do another rounding, the more rounding we do, the more errors we get. Okay. So what you get for the angle? Ernesto?
So when I did the inverse cosine of -11/80, I got 97.90. Yeah. It was 903207773.
Okay, let's just keep one decimal. Okay,
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So we got 97.7. Once we get this angle, again, we use law of sines. Law of sines. We get sine B equal to B times sine capital A over lowercase a. A over 10 sine A. Should get something from a calculator here. And you can do the inverse of that, get some numbers here. Okay, again, I need some great guys or girls help me figure out the calculator part. I'll keep writing about angle C, okay? Your job, helping me figure out this. Okay, I give you 1 minute. You guys should help me figure out those numbers. Plug into your calculator. Okay, does anybody help me figure out this one already?
Yeah, for the first one, I got 0.79.
Thank you. Does anyone has a different opinion? Okay, if nobody has a different opinion, let's just use this one. What do you get for the angle?
I got 52 point, and then I put 18.
52 point what?
18. But I wasn't sure if we were just doing one decimal or two.
18.
Yeah.
Why let's just do one decimal.
Okay, yeah, so then 52.
Apologize. 52.2. How about this one? Does everyone see something here? This is C is 5 times A sine A. What'd you get here? Tell me, please. Okay, Sophia, what'd you get here?
I'm still working on it. Sorry.
Take your time. Ernest, what do you get here?
So for the, whoops, I just cleared it really quick. Give me 1 second. I can do it again.
I know you get oops here. Let's write oops here.
Sine 5 sine of 70 or 97.9 divided by 10. I get 0.49, 0.49.
0.49. That looks fantastic.
Well, since it's 0.495, should it just be 0.50 then? If we're trying to keep it to the 2 decimals.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
So when I did it, it was 0.495. So do we just round that up to 0.50 or just keep it as the 0.49?
Well, you know what? I think we can keep it at 450.
Okay.
Okay, let's round 50. So here's a trick. Once you get 50, it's literally 1/2.
Mhm.
So this is inverse sine 1/2. And we know inverse sine 1/2 is just 30 degrees, right?
Mhm.
So look at the numbers we get. What is this number adding up to this number? It is 150.1. So this is 30. So they together add up to 180.1 degree. I think this is okay because there must be some rounding errors exist. Okay, so that's fine. We get it done. Okay, great. So here's what I want to tell you about our next class. You see, at the end of our lecture notes, we have a word problem. Okay, word problem. And let me share the syllabus again. So in our syllabus, what you see? In our syllabus, you see what is on our next class. Next class is April the 1st, the fourth day. We're doing 9.2, 9.3 again, but this time we are doing the word problems. At the same time, we will also hand out application project 3, okay? That's our next class. So notice that 9.2 also have a word problem. Look, what do you have for 9.2? At the end of 9.2, there's also another word problem here. Okay, so that's what we are going to do for next class. Is that clear?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, we only have 2 minutes left. Let me take the tendency. Then you, after I take the tendency, you will be able to go. Do not leave too early. Otherwise, Okay. So I think you can go, but stay here if you have any question. Otherwise, feel free to go. If you have any question, any suggestion, feel free to talk with me. Okay.
Thank you, Professor.
Have a good day.
Bye.
I have a question about quiz 6. Are we allowed to ask questions on quiz 6, or do we just have to like figure it out?
I'm sorry. Can you speak slowly?
I have a question about quiz 6. Can we ask questions about quiz 6, or do we just have to figure it out?
You can ask me questions, but I will consider your questions and determine whether it is your responsibility to figure it out or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about my question then. I'm just stuck on 4A. So I guess that's kind of where I was like needing help. Like I got most of the answer. I'm just having a hard time figuring out the algebra part of it.
Feel free to share your screen.
My screen doesn't have like any of my work on it. I just have it on my paper in front of me.
Okay, so let me look at the quiz. Oh, you should have a question about 4A, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how can I help you?
So I got to the point where cosine is negative 30 over 2, and cosine negative 30 is equal to negative square root 3 over 2. And so that would be the value that I'd put in for cosine alpha, I believe.
Okay. So what do you get for cosine 30?
Isn't it square root 3 over 2?
Very good.
But wouldn't it be negative because the 30 is a negative?
Okay, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Cosine is an even function. So negative, positive does not matter. They all share the same value.
Okay.
Okay, so if you still have any question, I would strongly recommend to check your textbooks. As I mentioned before, all the quiz questions are adapted from textbook examples. You
Okay.
almost use the same process, but only change the numbers already, okay?
Okay. Would the textbook show us like how they did the algebra of it?
Let me check again about textbook. Where is my textbook? I cannot find my textbook in a short moment.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Just check a textbook. Everything should be there. If it is not there, they should be there. It should have enough information
Okay.
because it's almost the same question as the textbook question. Just numbers change a little bit.
Okay. I just have one more question. It's about 4B. I don't know how to start that question necessarily because
I mean, 4B is sine 15 degree, right?
Yeah, so it'd be
The
30.
question said use half angle. 15 is half of 30, right?
Yeah.
So
How would
you
you
just
find-
use half angle formula.
Okay. How would you find the cosine for that though, since the half?
Cosine 30?
Oh, would it just be cosine 30?
I mean, cosine of what?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, I did not get your question. You said cosine of what?
So in the half angle formula, the sine half angle, you have to find cosine in order to like plug it in
Yeah, cosine of what? What degree?
of 30 then.
Yeah, cosine of 30
Okay.
should be a very obvious value. We saw
Okay.
it so many times.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Bye. Hi, Ashley. Ashley? Hi, Ashley.